What is up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit the like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this podversation. All right, I want to start this off by saying that I was listening to Michelle A.T.L.E.N. Brown, and she really brought a lot of things back to my remembrance that it just wasn't in the forefront of my mind, but it wasn't that I forgot about it. It's just that with time, so many things happen, and before you know it, it's like, damn, I forgot about that. But it's not that you really forgot. It just wasn't in the forefront of your mind. But when the TGIF Fox Soul situation was going on, and it still is, I mean, let's be real, I thought about something, and my thought really came to mind when all of this stuff was popping off, and Claudia, she was on the Messy Sweet Spots YouTube channel, like she called in. And if you're not familiar with the Messy Sweet Spot, she has had, I think her YouTube channel has gone through a number of name transitions, but she's in the LGBTQ community. So I'll just put it like that. And she definitely has a whole lot of subscribers over there, right? But I thought about that when this happened, when all of the drama was going on, Al, Armand, and she, because they're all included. And she's calling in to talk and share her side and clear things up and whatever. And it's fine for people to talk and share their thoughts and opinions and what they feel are facts. And that's fine, especially when you're involved in it. I don't have an issue with that. But I thought about it because of the fact that this isn't the first time that she's done this. Because when the stuff was popping off, when Funky Dineva left, and then Funky got upset because Flame Monroe came on the show, I believe that's why he was upset. And then he went off on Claudia with regards to that. And when that happened, all hell broke loose, and she called into Conscious TV's YouTube channel because he was talking about that situation. And again, Conscious TV is somebody that's in the LGBTQ community. So with all of that being said, and the stuff that Tasha K revealed about the text convos that Claudia had, and she was pissed off about Al, and she was like, I'm tired of these blank words. You fill in the blank. Most people believe that that blank space was to be filled in with a word that sounds like maggot. Just saying. So having those conversations with people in the LGBTQ community to clear up the situations and to give her side and all of that. And then we go back to the fact that TGIF has primarily been her with other people in the LGBTQ community. It really wasn't a good balance in the first place, if we really want to be honest about it. But when the show started out, it started out with her, Gary with the T from the Ricky Smiley Morning Show, Funky Dineva, and Al Reynolds. So all people in the community except her. And I will say that there were times when I would watch the show, because I didn't watch every single episode, but there were times when I would watch the show and there may be a topic where I could see she was getting upset. And there were definitely times where I felt like she was trying to advocate for naturally born women, biological women. And she felt a little bit ganged up on, and I could understand her in those situations. But she's the one, I believe, that chose to have those dynamics. I don't think anyone in the top ranks, the executives or anything, said, okay, if you're going to have a show, you got to have a show with the gays and just you and the gays. So it's like, that was her choice and decision to do that. Now, I'm not saying that it's right if she's getting ganged up on by them. That definitely shouldn't be the case. So I'm not saying that is a thing that should have happened. But when it came time for her to speak her piece and clear her thoughts and whatever, yeah, she's done it on her own YouTube channel and even, on her own social media, but getting her point across to a whole lot of other people, she chose to call into other people's YouTube channels, and it was the only ones that I know of, people in the LGBTQ community. So we circle back to when the show initially began. And like I said, I was listening to some commentary yesterday by Michelle A.T. and Brown, and she brought a lot of things to my remembrance. And the fact of the matter is, and even though I clowned it a little bit, not making commentary about it, but just when I saw it, I was like, this looks a little bit janky. But if it was her idea, it was her idea. So now I'm thinking back on it and I'm like, well, damn, did Claudia steal Nene Leakes' idea? Now, the other thing too is that Funky Dineva talked about Nene Leakes' show that she was going to do. I think it was going to be like something online called The Read Session or The Reading Session or The Reading Room, whatever it was. But Funky Dineva did some commentary on it. And now I'm wondering, did this catch Claudia's eye? And Claudia was like, maybe I could do something here because I know a few gays that have some relevance and have some followers, and the ones that Nene chose, nobody knows who they are. Well, I want to play a clip from Funky Dineva's video that he did, it was like 3 years ago, again, around the time that TGIF started. He did this video before that, and it wasn't long before that, because if you recall, if you watched TGIF, whenever Funky Dineva was introduced, he did the hand gesture like Nene and the guys from her video did. So that was always supposed to be a read towards Nene, like, look at me now. So anyway, let me play this clip because this is so messy. And I'm like, oh my God, I didn't forget about that. But now I'm thinking back and it's like, well, damn, did she take Nene's idea and is she using and pandering to the LGBTQ community?
That's a girl. I'm laying in my bed trying to hydrate and recover because I had went down to the bar with a walking hose bee last night and I overindulged in tequila. That's neither here nor there. I wake up this morning, I'm on Instagram and I scroll up past a Jasmine Brand post and it's Nene Leakes talking about she's doing a new web blog called The Reading Session. And then she's got 4 gay guys behind her giving Real Housewives of Atlanta taglines. You know what? I'm not going to waste my time trying to describe it to you. Take a look.
Girl, Nene Leakes, and I know you've heard me talking about the Read Session, honey. Yes. Well, I found my readers, honey, right here in Atlanta, Georgia. And we're going to be talking about all the hot topics, honey. We are a live reading blog, okay? Welcome to the Read Session. I thought a high bitch said something. No one knew you until you knew me.
When you're looking for the light in the room, just know I'm the brightest in the room. Reading class 101 is always a session because I stay reading the bitch. They say I'm too much, but the truth is they will never be enough. If you're coming for a read, sit back and watch me lead.
We're now in session. So, guys, what do you think about the reports that came out about Tyra Banks saying that she didn't want any housewives on Dancing with the Stars, in particular Nene Leakes, Bethany Frankel, and Teresa Giudice? Well, let me go first. Tyra, I thought you and I were cool, girl. I was on Dancing with the Stars before it was.
Somebody call her and tell her to take this down. I am so embarrassed for Nene Leakes right now. Like, you do realize you were on the #1 cable-rated reality TV show for like a damn decade, and you have now relegated yourself to an intern in an audio-visual room at the latest high school. What is this? And it bothers me on so many levels, because I'm like, after 14 plus years in television, you didn't have one single friend you could call on to help you produce and film this. You didn't have one note on what piece of equipment or sound equipment or background or lighting techniques or venues you could have used. Then on top of that, and I think the part that is bothering me the most on a more deeper level is the fact that you just feel the need to be jeweled and bedazzled and embellish and accessorize yourself with gay boys. Then on top of it, and you know what, I said something relatively insulting on my Instagram post. I said some lowbrow, tired-ass punks that don't nobody know, and I was wrong for that because I don't know those young men. But I will say this. You went and got the 3 most unrecognizable young gay boys who visibly have nothing in common with you to go do this. And what in the Sweet 16 Quinceañera opening dance number was this? I'm going to give my read, and then I'm going to give Vanna White. And then the camera, the iPhone 7, is going to pan to the next person. If you came for a read, come see me. I'm just so happy to be with Nene Leakes in this abandoned restaurant. I'm going to let her embarrass me on TV too. That's a read. I met Nene Leakes at Kroger, and she asked me to show up to this abandoned building and do this show. I thought a high bitch said something. Let me tell you something. A high bitch said something. A high bitch called her homegirl, and a high bitch forwarded this video in her DMs to everybody in production because this shit is funny. And then on top of that, the other thing that is worrisome to me, and this is the deeper conversation that I want to have, right? It's like, first and foremost, and I feel like I can say this because I'm somebody who has rested in this space for over a decade, and I'm not going to say I'm the originator. I'm not going to say I'm the creator, but I will say I'm one of the early pioneers in this lane, and there's several of us. For everybody else out there, the whole centralized theme around hot topics and reading, it is late, it is stale, it is oversaturated, it has been done, it is intellectually lazy. If you have not already got a strong footing in that space already, it's already too late. The space is oversaturated already. Then on top of that, Nene Leakes' The Reading Session is just the biggest gay appropriation fail of the 21st century. You are trying to centralize a show around a theme that rests in a community that you are not even a part of. And while I recognize that there is an exchange between black female culture and black gay boy culture, and we often play off one another, the reading session, girl, that ain't y'all's. That's not yours. That is not yours. And I find it troublesome and problematic that why did you have to go get 3 black gay boys? Like, what is that about? And black women, while I got y'all on the line, the same frustration that y'all seem to feel with the Kim Kardashians and the Amber Roses when it comes to cultural appropriation, for those of y'all who understand that so well, then you should be able to understand where I'm coming from with her adorning herself with 3 black gays. And what is that about?
All right, I'm going to stop it right there. I'm going to have the full video link in the description box if you want to check it out. And when he was like, what is that about? That's when he was doing the hand gesture. But it's so ironic to me listening to his commentary, because it's like, okay, yeah, Claudia and Nene, they're not the same people. I get that. And Nene, she was trying to do something that was going to just basically be done on, I guess, her Instagram account. I don't know where it was going to be housed, but I'm assuming that's where it was going to be, because she said it was going to be a live reading blog. I'm assuming that's where she was going to have it, but I really don't know. But it never happened. But to hear Funky Dineva say, Nene, like, what is this? You adorning yourself with 3 gay boys. Isn't that like what Claudia was doing? And so this is why I'm saying this is so ironic. Looking at this, hindsight is 2020, and this was a thing in the beginning, because Nene did say they stole my idea. She stole my idea. She stole my concept. Al Reno says that he and Nene Leakes are friends. I'm not sure if they are still to this day, but there even were times well after the fact where he said, Nene is my friend. But, yeah, looking back on this now, and the fact that she was the lead of this show, she and Nene pretty much were arch nemesis in some aspects. And I did kind of root for her, because I do kind of root for the underdog. And I felt like her, when she came on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, was the underdog. And because I knew nothing about her, I really didn't. I didn't know anything about her except that she had a stint on The Price is Right. I don't watch game shows, so it was just something that I had heard about. So I was like, why are they, doing this girl like this? And I still feel like that to this day, that I feel like Nene and Portia, they were trying to ice her out. And I believe that it worked. But at any rate, what her past was and whatever, I didn't know anything about it. And even if I did, she didn't personally do anything to me, so I wasn't going to hold that against her. I just felt like from the gate, they were icing her out. But this isn't about that. I'm like, okay, well, maybe it was a thing where she was like, okay, we gonna be having beef forever, like Cardi B said on Love and Hip Hop years ago. Because I'm just looking back on it now, and I'm like, it's hard to give the argument that, oh, well, no, she wasn't copying Nene's idea, or she wasn't being shisty or shady with it. Now I'm looking back on it, and it's like, maybe she was. Because even more so with the show and the issues and the drama that happened when Funky Dineva left, and then she went on to Conscious TV's YouTube channel to share her plight. I think she was on it for like 3 hours or something like that. 2 or 3 hours. It was a long time. I didn't watch all of it, but I saw some of it. And I do know that she had offered him to come on the show for a guest spot, and he was so giddy and happy. And you heard it here first, y'all. I'm going to be on TGIF. That never happened. And I mean, to be honest with you, I don't blame her with that, because I'm sorry. I wouldn't want somebody who's out here windmilling for an alleged, pedolite. And you know what I mean by that. And, still doing it to this day. I wouldn't want something like that associated with the platform that I'm on either. But the fact that it was offered is like, well, damn, girl. Were you just doing that because you were on his channel and you were sharing your side of the story with what went down with Funky Dineva and whatever? And then now, with the Al Reynolds drama and Armand Wiggins drama, she goes on to the Messy Sweet Spot YouTube channel to discuss it. So again, I'm wondering, is Claudia looking like a gay hater and a gay appropriator, all, mixed up into one? I want to know what you guys think about it, because it does look extremely messy. It really does. Oh my gosh. And Funky Dineva, it's, he got paid. So I can't say he got played, but he got paid. But it does look like he may have been a pawn in her get back, potentially. So again, I'm not accusing her of doing that, but I'm saying that it gives the appearance of that, especially going back in time and looking at things and seeing what it is today. And I have to thank Michelle A.T. Brown for bringing that stuff back to my remembrance, because again, it's not that I completely forgot about it and I didn't know about it. It just wasn't in the forefront of my mind, and it wasn't something that I'm constantly thinking about, because there's just so much things happening in real time in my personal life, business life, as well as pop culture, trending stories, all of these different people and all of the freaking stuff that's going on in the world and politics and whatnot. So yeah, it wasn't something that I was immediately thinking about. But the other day, I was definitely thinking about the fact that when the stuff went down with Funky Naniva, she called into one person's YouTube channel that is in the community. And then when this stuff happened recently with Al and Armand, she called into another person's YouTube channel who is in the community. And I'm quite sure there are a number of other people who are talking about this that are not in the community. But it kind of seems like that's what she gravitates to. Mems, make it make sense. I don't want to out anybody, but I think he is in the community. I'm not really sure, but I assume that he is. I know that she's in his comment section a lot. So I'm just saying, it's kind of looking like that. And I want to know what you guys think. After hearing this, and you can go and watch the full video, I have the link in the description box. It's just kind of looking that way, and it's like, well, damn. So just wanted to share my thoughts on that briefly. Guys, you can let me know your thoughts. Thanks so much for being here. Thank you for liking and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye. Don't wanna talk, don't wanna see, don't wanna feel.